Hi, I am back with another Shake It, Scrap It, Create It layout. I am doing the prompts orange, acrylic shapes, and stenciling. So, I know that one was going to be hard because I don't like to use orange. But I did manage to scrounge up some orange. And I decided to go with Disney to do a Disney layout. And I am also combining this with the Get in Shape series, and this week's prompt is squares, so had to include squares also. So I have these pictures from Disney when I went in, I don't know what year it was, whenever all the other ones were took, because I've only been one time ever. So, I don't even know if this is still there, but it's Agent P's World Showcase Adventure from Phineas and Ferb. I love Phineas and Ferb. It's like my favorite, like, this generation cartoon. Love Candace on there. And this is a picture. This was during the flower festival thing, so they had all these topiaries and stuff made from plants. So there's Phineas and Ferb and me. And we went to Mexico for our adventure, so I decided to combine the pictures from Mexico with it, because this is where the adventure took place, in this temple type thing, and it was amazing. It had a river in it, it had a restaurant in it, it had stores to shop in it and all that, but pretty much for the thing, we got this little handheld thing, and you would take it and find clues on the map and then point it, and it would like reveal the next thing or whatever until you completed the mission. So this was fun, but as soon as you come out of here, there was a mariachi band in a little Mexican place, because we were in Mexico in Disney. And this is the best Mexican food I ever had. Like, it was so authentic, but it was like, I've had a lot of Mexican food, but this was like the best ever, and I can still taste it whenever I think about it. It was awesome. So, I wanted to include all that. Oh, and the killer squirrel. These squirrels were unafraid, and while we were eating, they were trying to attack us, because we sat down on the ground outside the temple to eat, because the Mexican place was just like a little walk-up type place and didn't really have a place to sit and eat. And so we just found us a spot on the ground. It was beautiful. It had all of these flowers blooming. These were, what are they? Orchids. There we go, orchids. They had orchids everywhere, and they, you know, they don't bloom normally outside. They're like a very finicky type flower, but I guess in Florida they do well, because like it was beautiful, and they had all different kinds of them. So we walked through and looked at the flowers and all of that. It was awesome. So this piece of paper I'm using is from the Echo Park Magical Adventure. I had to pull out some acrylic shapes, so I do have these. I do have these ones, and these are from Close to My Heart. I have my squares cut here. I think I'm going to use those as journaling boxes. And then have this, I'm going to mix Phineas and Ferb and Mexican together, so that it kind of tells the story. But this is from a swap. Lori Judge made this, and I did jazz it up a little bit. I added some eyelashes and strings on the guitar and all that, but love it. And then I cut this out. I bought a file off of Etsy for a Phineas and Ferb SVG, and I ended up cutting out Perry. And this was very tedious and time consuming. Each little piece cut on its own. So I did not like the file and how they set it up. It was very hard to deal with. So poor Phineas and Ferb didn't get made. I just ended up cutting out their shadows to use. This is from a swap. I don't know who made it. It's not signed. And then I cut out a bunch of greenery, jungle top looking flowers on my Cricut. I have this left over from my birthday party that I did. I think it was for my 40th birthday, so a couple years ago. This came off the little hat headband thing, and it just says Let's Fiesta. And I think that's going to be my title. And then I have more greenery. I have this that came from a swap that says Yummy. And then I have this that I cut out of a paper that said Yummy in my tummy. So, that's what we're going to do. We also had to include stenciling. I got everything laid out and then remembered, oh man, I have to use stenciling. So, then I went looking to see what I could find. So, I'm going to lay that over there. I have these already cut. I think I'm going to put it like this on my page. But I am going to stencil using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. I have this stencil. I know it's hard to see, but it almost looks like a brick wall. I got this off Temu. It was a big O stencil. It was not what I expected. But it works, I guess. It came in a whole pack. There's a bunch of different background type ones, and they're really big. So, I'm just going to stencil on to make it look like a wall, since we were in that temple thing. I'm just wondering when the prompts are going to get easier for the Shake It, Scrap It, Create It, because some of these I'm like, whew, why did I add that? Just going to stencil this on. And you could totally tape this down to help hold it in place, but I'll just use my hand. I don't use this Vintage Photo much. I know a lot of people, this is one of my new ink colors that I got, but I know a lot of people love it, and it's like their most favorite for inking up everything, but I find I don't use it as much because it has more of an orange tone, but since I already had to use orange, I figured I would use it. I really like my ground espresso and the gathered twigs ones much better because they're more of a true brown tone. So and it doesn't have to be even color wise and all that, because you know it's supposed to symbolize a wall and they're never the same exact color. You have some dark places, some light places. So, woohoo! Okay. Maybe I should add just a little more to finish off to the bottom of the page. Let's do a little bit up here to finish off the top. Might as well, right? I'm going to add a little bit in here. Because I don't know how far my paper will actually go over and cover up. So let's just build a little bit more wall in here. Alright. Good enough for me. Well, might as well finish it off. Do this side. Add a little bit anyways. I think most of this side's going to be covered up, so it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, that's good enough, because like I said, I think part of that's going to be covered up. I'll lay that to the side so I can wash it off. And with Distress Oxides, it comes off really easy, so that's good. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay out my pictures. Let me make sure we're in frame. Ooh, we're way off. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and glue this down. I was right. This covers it up. I forgot that's what was going to cover it up, though. Okay, those don't line up. Let's see if this is, yeah. Okay. There's that on there. Okay, so now let's lay out the pictures. I think I'm going to have this one here, and I apologize if there's a glare. I did take some of the scraps from like Perry that I cut out and put it around on some of them. I didn't have a big enough piece of scrap to like map the whole photo, so I only did a little bit, so that's why. But I'm using up the scraps, so. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue my pictures, and then we'll build the scene around it and add in everything else. I have really nice, well, these aren't good quality pictures from Disney because my computer crashed that all my pictures were on, and I had to save these off of Facebook. So they're not the best quality, but I thought I didn't have pictures at all, so I was very thankful to have them. But they're pretty good still to me. I mean, they're my memories, but I still think they're pretty good quality considering I use my good camera. And I don't regret, I guess, taking it to Disney now. But at the time, I was thinking, because I had a big Canon, so I was like, whew, why did I carry this thing around? But I'm glad I did get lots and lots of pictures. I don't got all of them now, of course, because my computer crashed and I lost except the couple hundred I'd put on Facebook from everything. But we spent a whole week there, so I had a lot of pictures. But I'm glad I took it, I guess. But I think if I ever went back, I don't know that I ever will go back to Disney. But if I do, I think I'll just stick with my cell phone because so much lighter to tote around and easier because I had to take it on rides. You can see me holding my camera bag, but it was a big old bag and it got heavy. Okay, so anyways, that was a little tangent. Let's see here. Okay. Hopefully y'all still in frame. Alright, so then I'm just going to add in my pieces. I cut out some different sizes. They're the exact same thing, but I cut out different sizes in two different colors for the leaves, and I thought I might hit them with the brush and just ink them up a little bit. I have these maracas. And then I'll probably just add in a few leaves. My thoughts are I'll put Perry here and then kind of build up the greenery in front of him, kind of like he's looking. And then I'll put this here in the foreground to be like, you know, a musician playing from the mariachi band. So that's my thoughts anyways, and then add in some greenery. So I have this dauber, let's see. Oh yeah, it's got a little bit left. Okay. I'm not going to do every little thing. Normally I would have inked stuff ahead, but I didn't. But I'm just going to hit it enough just to add a tiny touch of color to it, to differentiate a little bit. And this one is the ground espresso, I'm sure. I also like to use black soot for stuff. Okay, let's see. Just gonna glue this down. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side with like Phineas and Ferb, to make it look like they're you know, it's their shadows behind the leaves. Because we were on a mission. Let's see, let's just add in a few leaves here and there. I should probably actually put that on foam. Let's pop a little piece behind it. Give it some dimension a little bit. Okay. I'll add a little greenery up there just because. Because why not, right? Give the feel of, I've never been to Mexico for real. I would love to go. That's one of my goals. I would love to take a cruise and go down to Mexico. But when I think Mexico, I think jungle. You know how you have those things in your mind, the perceived things in your mind of like when you think of something. I was just talking to some friends yesterday, and how you have that perceived like place in your mind of what you think about whenever you hear a name of something. Like whenever I think Canada, you know, I think frozen tundra. I think of that movie Fargo. Like, you know, I mean, that's not how it really is. Their weather is a lot like ours. They usually get more snow than us, but in the summer it still gets hot and all that. But as my Canadian friends that's follows me can attest to. But you know, you just get that in your mind, like that's what you think of. And that's what I think of Mexico. I think jungles and all that stuff. I don't know if that's how it really is, but that's what I think of. Let's see. Let's put one over here. Woo! I'm throwing stuff. Watch out. Okay. I'm going to put this one laying, the ends of it's cut off, so I'll just put them on the bottom of the page like that. Okay. And then I'm going to add this. I have it on foam tape already. I really should wash my hands because I'm afraid I'm going to get brown ink all over everything else. It likes to rub off. Okay, so that's that side. And then we have to, of course, put our squares. I'm just going to ink them real quick. Try not to do it over my pictures because this dauber does shed a little bit. Mine sheds a whole lot because of Pip eating them. I need to order some new ones. I only have a few that I salvaged. But most of them have cat fur on them. and teeth marks. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to add these in. These are going to count as my squares. I know. I saw some of the other get in shape layouts, and everybody like really uses the shapes to their advantage. Like they will do a layout with all triangles or all squares or all hearts or whatever. And it's not me. Oh, here's a square too. Hey, it counts, right? So I got 3 squares on there. Okay, so let's work on this, and then we'll add in our acrylic pieces. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to do Phineas and Ferb, like I said, up here, and then make it look like they're behind all the bushes, and that's why their shadows are here. Yeah, I tried to start putting together Ferb, but it didn't happen. It was way too much. I mean, little bitty tiny pieces. I wish I would have had a better file, been able to find a better file, and it would have worked out, but it did not. Okay, I know I'm going to put this on foam already, even though we're not ready to put it down. I'll just stick some on there. And let's see here. Okay. Let's throw some ink on here. I need to re-ink this. It's running out. Okay. Ooh, that one's got a lot. That edge must have had a lot of ink left. Okay. We'll just ink them all up real quick at once. Like I said, normally I would have done this ahead of time, but it's okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and watching my videos and commenting, because I know you could be anywhere else. I love how everyone is playing along with the Shake It, Scrap It, Create It. It's helped me to think outside the box, I know that, and I've received lots and lots of messages from you guys that's playing along, y'all tagging me. I love it. And I'm glad it's inspired y'all to think outside the box and create stuff, because it's always amazing to me, and I know I probably say it every time, but it really is amazing to me how we can all get the same prompts and everything is completely different. Like, it's just, I love it. How everybody, you know, like Ginger likes to say, everybody has different tools and different supplies, and, you know, we all think differently because we're unique. So, it's just amazing what we all come up with differently. Actually, I think I want to put this one down in the back. I don't want to cover up the shadows too much so that you can't tell who it is. But it's always amazing to me how we all think differently and create differently. And there is no wrong way. You know, Ginger's right when she says there's no wrong way to play with paper, because beauty is always in the eye of the beholder, and, you know, art is very subjective. It's about creating. It's about like, you know, creating is my creative outlet, my stress relief. You know, it works a different part of your brain. So, you know, it's all about what helps you relax and, you know, what it does for you. So it's awesome how we all create something different. Okay, let's see here. I'm just adding these in so that it don't look too weird. It just looks like, you know, they're standing behind a bunch of bushes. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Maybe I should add a piece down here. I kind of got my triangle going with green here, here, and here. So, I don't know. I think I'll leave it. Maybe I'll add one more piece up here. Okay. It's getting busy. Okay. My plan is I think I'm going to put this here. I loved it. We sit there and watch the mariachi band forever. Like, I love it. I love it. I know I would love going to Mexico. I love Mexican so much, and, you know, I know I would just love it. One of these days, maybe. Okay. I'm going to put this up here, even though it's not over a food picture. I feel like it didn't blend in anywhere else, so I am going to put this here. This was the best Mexican ever. Maybe I should put it down here. Should I? I'm going to stand up and look. Sometimes it helps just to change your point of view. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. Let's see. I kind of like it down here. It would actually look better here, but I have no food on that page. I think I'm just going to put it right here. That was awesome. This one was mine. It was the best. It was the best. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now, all we need to do is add our acrylic. So, let me grab the tacky glue so that it will help hold it down. And these are from the acrylic pieces in, I think Close to My Heart calls it a happy place. I think a happy place is what it's called, their collection. So this came from it. I know it's probably not available. It's a couple years old, I think. But I have some acrylic in my stash. But acrylic is the one thing I don't pull out and use. So I was happy that it popped up because it gives me an excuse to pull it out and use it. Let's see. Do I want the shiny side or the matte side? Okay, let's just go with the matte side showing. Let's put this one here because it's a silhouette of the parts, and these are solid. And just make it go up through there like that. I'll just put it here. I'm just going to journal on there and pretty much tell what I already told y'all, if I can fit it all on there. And then I have this camera, and I don't know, maybe I should put it here just to finish creating my little cluster. Figured I could add in a camera since we were on a mission, and, you know, trying to solve it. Have to have a camera to take pictures for the evidence, right? Okay, so I think that's it. Let's see. Okay, so I think that's going to be my layout. I'll do my journaling. I'll post close-ups at the end. I will post the links for the Get in Shape hop, but we need to shake it. we need to shake it and get our prompts for next week. Okay, so let's get one out. What was this? I didn't even look. Techniques and tools. Metal die. We've had that one before, but hopefully we'll get 2 different prompts and create something different. Okay, shapes, colors, or numbers. Let's shake them up really good. I'm going to try to move them around a little bit. We have a lot in this one. Okay, let's see here. We got indigo. Ooh, that one's different. Okay, and then embellishments. And I do leave the prompts out from last week, and then I put them back in after we've pulled. And then these stay out for next week. And brads. Alright, a little old school. So, metal die, indigo, and brads is what we'll be creating with next week. If you want to be featured on here, and you don't have to create a layout, you could create a card, a junk journal, you know, whatever you create your project using these prompts each week. Just send me an email with what week you're doing. It can be from any week. It don't have to be this week's prompts. And show me what you created. Or you can send me a message on Facebook. Even if you tag me on Facebook, if you want to be featured on here, please do send it in a private message or an email so that I get it and it don't get left out. And that just tells me I have permission to post it on here. So, because some people, you know, of course, don't want to share it on a public forum, but they share it in a private group. So, awesome. It's just about creating. I will need your submissions by this Friday to be on next week's video. So, get those in and I'll feature you. So, until next time, bye y'all.